reduced to the most terrifying 90 minutes ever made. I am Nicholas Merriweather, executive producer of a new motion picture I dare you to see. This equipment operated for 165 days, creating a new kind of realism, a suspense never equaled. This contains 70,000 feet of film, reduced to the most terrifying 90 minutes ever made. The Sadist is coming to this theater, to this screen. The Sadist. A human volcano of unpredictable terror, rejected by society, twisted with mental anguish, tortured by complexes, man or monster, sane or insane, but driven to shock and kill. Of life, strange and terrifying, unfolds on the screen with such startling realism.
Come on, maybe the gun's empty. Come on, miss, I'm giving you a chance.
Such powerful suspense, you will forget it is on film and see him cold, stark. Inflicting pain, seizing revenge.
Eat the dirt, taste it.
Giving only of his own driving passion to torment and twist the innocent, subject them to animal misery and kill. Torn from the front pages, flashed to the screen, with all the shock of a gun blast, comes the most suspenseful, terror-stricken motion picture in years. The Sadist is coming to bring you the most terrifying 90 minutes ever seen to this screen. The Sadist.
Why don't you ring the doorbell?
Oh, please, I'm afraid. Let's go. Okay, let's go.
Good children, there is nothing to fear. Follow me and you shall be made comfortable.
Radio!
No squat, no stoop, no squint, no music.
Oh, I know how that's done. I know how it's done. Quickly, go Betsy, go Betsy.
My goodness. You nasty man.
Cut it out, will you cut it out? We want to get out of here. Why don't you leave us alone? Once it's a joke, you can't be pulled of us.
I present for the first time on any stage The Lady and the Buzzsaw. Karen, you left your bag at the studio and took mine by mistake. Where is it?
Oh, Don,
What's the matter? What have you done with it?
I left it in the cab.
Well, there's nothing to worry about, mister. I gave it to a cop.
You gave it to a cop.
What was in that bag, Don?
It was a head. A human head.
Don, what's the matter with you? Don, keep away from me.
Well, why don't you laugh now? God, please!
Who are you? You're not Ross. Killed him.
Yes.
It's all right, Don. You don't have to worry about me. I would never turn you in.
My poor dear Claire. Don't you know I wouldn't dare trust you?
Tony, watch it, will you? We want to get back to port nice and dry.
Yeah, you trying to drown us or something?
Don't worry. Just don't worry. Get you all home safe and sound. I can navigate this tub with one hand.
Uh-oh, Johnny, I think he's at it again.
If he does that once more, I think I'm going to get sick.
I think all this action has made the fish sick. I can't seem to make any contact with him at all.
Okay, Betty, let her go.
Hey, not bad. Not bad at all.
Here, you want to try it?
Sure. Only there's one hitch.
What?
No more bottles.
Well, I guess we'll have to play a different game.
What else can we do out here?
Well, this is always fun. Oh! Of all the girls in the world, I had to get mixed up with the daughter of a judo expert.
Daddy told me lots of men like to wrestle.
Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind.
Hey, come here. Come here.
What is it?
Look at that. There's an island way over there that I don't remember seeing before.
Well, this is the brightest day we've had in our vacation. Must have been hidden in the mists out there before.
Oh, a mysterious hidden island. Let's go ashore.
What for?
Well, maybe we can find some hidden pirate treasure.
Maybe it would be fun. But what do you say, Johnny?
Oh, why not? This boat's costing us enough. We might as well see everything we can. Hey, Tony, put in here. We want to go ashore.
Boy, he's really tied one on this time.
Looks like he's going to be out for quite a while.
What are we gonna do?
Well, I know I can get this boat in close enough to the island to get the anchor down. But I'm not sure I can get us back to the main island. So, I guess our little treasure hunt's the best thing to do until our navigator sobers up. You and the girls get the dinghy ready. I'll take us in closer to the shore.
Okay.
Come back! Come back, you fools! Don't land there! Come back!
Hey, I wonder if anyone lives here.
Oh, no chance. If there'd have been any natives on this island, they'd have spotted the boat before now. Been down here trying to sell us hand-painted coconuts.
What do we do now?
Well, my intuition tells me that Captain Kidd buried his loot over there. Hey, let's race up there. Last one doesn't get any of the jewels, huh? Say what I tell you. This looks just like the remains of Captain Morgan's flagship.
Oh, but back there you said it was Captain Kidd.
I did? Well, I guess one pirate's gold is as good as another's.
I think I found something. Hey, I think I found something. Oh, what is it? Armor? Pirate's armor?
Well, let's just say it's something the tide washed in. I think you're just a little too young to know about it.
Hey, gang, come here.
Did you find something, Johnny?
You bet I did. Look,
Ooh, what is it?
there's some of the best eating in these waters. A lot of clams around here, too.
I'm hungry. Hey, let's have a clam bake.
Right. And let's have a tropical style, huh?
Well, how do you mean?
Well, look, Pete and I'll go into the jungle and get some banana leaves. We'll wrap the clams in them and bake them in a hole in the sand. You girls stay here and dig for something.
Oh, that's fine. All except the last part.
Huh?
Where you go, we go. Right? Right. We'll all go for the leaves, and then we'll all dig.
Okay, okay. Come on, let's go.
What is the jungle without banana trees?
Hey, wait a minute.
It's a cigarette pack.
It's not too old either. I can still smell the tobacco.
That means that somebody does live here.
Well, not necessarily. Maybe somebody just went exploring a couple of days ago and then sailed away.
I don't know why, but I'm scared. Let's go back to the boat.
Oh, there's nothing to be scared of.
Oh, no. It'll only take a few minutes. Then we'll be back at the beach. Come on.
Johnny! Oh, we've got to get him out of there. He looks hurt.
Right, I'll get some vines. We can use them to pull him out.
Oh, this is a trap. It was deliberately dug here.
But who could have done it?
Oh, I don't know. But I do know that as soon as we get him up out of that hole, we're getting out of here. Wait a minute, Pete. I'll climb down. We'll need you here to pull him up.
Okay, but be careful.
Okay. Okay, start pulling!
Help them, quickly.
Yes, I came here shortly after the war. I wanted to live in a world of my own. A world completely free from any kind of outside pressures.
Yeah, but what do you do here?
Yeah, how do you get any kicks in a place like this?
Kicks? Oh, I've found diversions. I've developed a kind of passion for hunting.
So that's it. That's why the trap was...
No. You're quite wrong. You see, this island was once the stronghold of some renegades from the mainland. There may be one or two of them still lurking in the jungle. The trap must have been their handiwork.
But all these different animals, they can't be native to this island.
They weren't. But you must know what money can accomplish. It's quite simple to import any kind of wild beast from anywhere in the world. As other men collect fame and riches, I collect trophies.
Get out of my way. Ah, Alex. I thought you had visitors. I could hear strange voices.
Yes, Dean. These young people have stumbled onto my retreat. I see that you're not feeling well again this evening.
That's right. Maybe shouldn't bother with introductions now, huh? I'll go back to my room.
I think that'll be best. You can meet our young friends later.
That's right. Meet our young friends later. Later.
It's really too bad. Dean was once a very brilliant man, but I keep him here with me because I feel sorry for him. And he's an excellent chess player. I know you'll all enjoy his company when he's sober and you get a chance to know him.
Well, I'm sure that's right, sir, but I don't think we'll get the chance. We have to leave now. You see, our boat's anchored off the island.
I'm afraid that's quite out of the question. You'd never make it through this animal-infested jungle tonight.
But our boat, you see, the man who owns it doesn't know we went ashore. And he's sure to wake up.
You can put your minds at rest. I have a very competent staff. They'll take care of everything. Will you excuse me a moment? I'll be right back.
Johnny, what are we gonna do? This place gives me the creeps.
Oh, I don't know. I'd kind of like to see what gives.
Sure, and what do you think's going to happen when Tony wakes up and finds us gone? He'll head straight back to port. Maybe remember to report us missing. We're liable to be stuck here for days.
Don't worry about that. Tony won't be going anywhere without us.
What do you mean?
I mean, I made sure of that before we left the boat by taking the rotor. He won't be able to start the engines without it.
Oh, Pete, you're wonderful.
Well, that takes care of the boat, but...
Hold it. I think he's coming back.
May I present my wife? Sandra, Betty, Jeannie, Johnny, and Pete. I was sure that you would want to make them welcome to our island.
Naturally. I am glad to see you. Will you be staying for a while?
Well, you see, Mrs. Bellow...
Yes, they will, my dear. I think I've convinced them of the foolishness of trying to leave tonight.
But we don't want to impose.
It's our pleasure. Isn't it, Sandra?
Of course.
And now, if you'll show the girls to the guest room.
Yes. Will you come with me, please?
I've made arrangements for you to spend a comfortable night. We can discuss your leaving in the morning. Chandor has prepared a room for you. He will take you to it.
But I don't think we...
Good night. Don't worry. Everything will be taken care of.
be careful. He could walk in any minute. And his spies are all over the house.
I know. I know. I can't take much more of his madness, Sandra. I can't go on forever pretending to be a useless drunk. Now we've got to try to escape. We've got to try again.
But how, Dean, how? He can never allow anyone to leave this place alive. And he has made sure no one ever will.
I know. I'm going to gamble on a long shot. And now with these kids here, I think we've got a chance.
What do you mean?
I've worked it all out in my mind.
Ah, Sandra. Entertaining our guest? You've recovered from your indisposition, I see. I'm glad.
Thank you.
I was just about to take a turn around the grounds. Wouldn't you two like to join me? You go out so seldom.
I am tired, Alex. I was about to go to my room.
Dean?
No. No, thank you. I think I'll turn in too.
Then you won't mind escorting Sandra to her room, will you?
Of course not. Good night.
Dean, I've worked out a very satisfactory design for living here. I think you realize that. I hope you also realize that the presence of those 4 young people here changes nothing as far as we're concerned. I've taken care of everything.
You don't think we're dreaming, do you, Betty?
No, this is no dream. But I can't think of a better explanation either.
Come in.
You all right?
So far we are, but I just can't understand what's happening to us.
Neither can I.
That big guy that took us to our room up the hall wasn't very friendly.
I've got a feeling this isn't as friendly a place as that Mr. Below tries to make out.
I still can't figure out how it got here on the island in the first place.
Well, I figured that this house was first built by one of those, crackpot millionaires about 100 years ago. And when Below found out about it, he sort of moved in.
You know, that could be it. He said he had a lot of money.
But why? Oh, I still don't know what's going on here.
Well, it's a cinch nobody's going to tell us. So we'll just have to find out for ourselves.
Yeah, but how?
Let's split up and have a look around.
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
Well, there's nothing to be scared about. I mean, I'll be with you.
That's right. And Betty, you'll be with me. Now listen, don't get into anything you can't handle. And if you find out anything, head straight back here and we'll do the same. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we split. Pete, you and Jeannie go that way.
Okay.
Don't make a sound. I promised to release you, but only if you swear not to cry out. All right. Go back to your room. We'll go with you. We've got to talk to you. What's this all about?
Please go back to your room. We cannot talk here. Please. There is death all around us.
Okay, Betty, come on.
Hurry. Well, there's something I want to tell you. Unless you do exactly as I say, you'll never get off this island.
stairway there that leads down into some kind of a tunnel.
So?
So come on, let's see where it goes.
Please, listen to him. We are trying to help you and ourselves.
I don't understand any of this.
Well, I'll try and explain it as quickly as I can. First, we better have your friends from the other room in here.
But they're not there.
What?
Oh, they're out in the house somewhere. They're trying to find out what's going on, just as we were when you stopped us.
That's bad.
Well, I'll go look for
them. No, stay here. I want you to hear this first. Let's just pray that they'll be all right.
Can't believe it. It's just too awful.
Every word is true. I swear it.
You have to believe us.
Not a word about this.
Somebody, give me a hand.
Go here. On the bed.
Jeannie.
You'll never believe what we saw. I don't believe it myself.
We just heard about it. I guess it's true, then.
They told you about an unbelievable nightmare. It's true, all right.
Well, that settles it. We've got to try and get out of here tonight.
Tonight? Huh. Sandra and I have been saying that to each other every night for the last year.
Why haven't you ever tried?
Never had the opportunity. Bello has always kept us pretty well covered.
What can we do?
Well, I have a plan, but I think it'll give us all a good chance. Now, Sandra, you and Betty stay here and watch after Jean to be sure she's all right. Johnny, I want you and Peter to meet me in the trophy room in a little while. Oh, it's all right. We have the run of the house. Only be careful what you say.
Yeah, but what about Bello?
You don't have to worry about him for a couple of hours. He's out in the jungle again. After another trophy.
You think this Gerard character's on the level?
Well, he must be. Anybody in their right minds would want to get out of this place. And I don't think he's nuts.
I just had to make sure that Bello had really gone.
Well, does he go out every night?
Yes. Every night that he can hunt.
What? I mean, who?
Who? Out there in that jungle, there are already several men that he's driven insane. And now there's also probably the owner of your boat.
Tony? Well, he must still be out in the boat. The engines won't work.
No? I'm sure that by now Bello's men have taken that boat to the other side of the island. To the Hidden Cove.
Hidden Cove? Well, where's that?
That's where your only chance for escape lies.
How do you mean?
There's several boats moored offshore. Someone will have to swim out to one of them and try to make it to the mainland to get help.
Well, I'm not much of a swimmer, but I'll try.
No. I'll do that myself. And Sandra will come with me.
Sandra?
That's right. She's an excellent swimmer. And even if we don't make it, drowning would be better than what Bello had in mind for both of us.
Now, where do we fit into all this?
I'm going to tell you. You're going to have to cover for us. If the guards find us gone, divert their attention until we get to the boat. And after that, I'm afraid you'll have to look out for yourselves until I can come back with help.
Johnny?
Well, I know it doesn't sound very promising, but believe me, it's the only chance you've got.
Well, I guess we'll have to take it then.
Good. Now listen to me. The first thing we do is go over to the North Shore.
Did they get away?
So far, so good. I went as far as the front door with them, and nobody saw them.
Well, those guards must be getting careless. One of them walked right by Sanders' room without checking it.
Hold
Do you think he knows?
I don't know. But Dean and Sandra have had time to get into the jungle. Let's hope they make it to the cove.
Wait a minute.
Do you think we have to stop, Dean?
Oh, wait a minute. I just want to make sure of the direction. That guard won't be back right away. Yes, that's it.
Dean.
What is it?
I may never get a chance to say this again. I love you with all my heart.
Darling, we won't fail. We can't fail.
Did you find anything?
No. I listened to two guards talking. One of them had been over to the cove, but he didn't mention anything about the boats.
It's been 2 days now and no word.
What I can't understand is why we haven't heard from Bello before now.
You don't think...
I don't know what to think.
Somebody's coming.
What's going on in there, Johnny?
You game to try and find out?
You don't mean...
I think the answers to all our questions lie behind that wall. We're going to find out right now.
Good evening. This is a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting you, but I'm glad to see you. Come in, won't you? I have something I'd like to show you. Welcome to my private trophy room. I had intended to show it to you in time, but why not now? That's Jacoby. He had strangled 7 women before he found his way to my island. His experience made him an adversary worthy of my skill.
You mean you hunted these people down, and then killed them and did that to them?
Exactly. I hunted them. And shall I tell you why? I'd been a scholar all my life. I was curator of a large museum when the war began. I, who had never killed anything in my life, found myself assigned to duty as a sniper, a sharpshooter, because of my steady hand and keen eyesight. It amuses me now that I found it distasteful at first. And as time went by, I adjusted to my new activity, and what had been an unpleasant duty became a pleasure. Then it developed into a passion, and then into a lust for blood, a lust that has grown with the years, and one that I spend my entire life trying to satisfy. Don't be afraid. I've merely preserved my trophies as they were at the moment of my triumph. I see that my latest trophy has really impressed you. I'm glad, because I think it's the best thing I've done so far. And because they tried to betray me, it gave me great satisfaction. I must leave you now. Since you had no difficulty finding your way here, I'm sure that when Miss Scott has regained her composure, you'll be able to see her to her room. Oh, yes. There's one thing more I'd like to have you see before you go. You'll notice that this niche has room for 3 or even 4 trophies.
Motion picture history, you'll see the side of Hollywood you never expected to see before. Shocking the screen with the confidential expose of the go-go set. The lurid lives and loves. The wild and wanton all-night parties where anything can happen. It's bestial back streets where lust and murder run amok. You're cheap. The Thrill Killers. Homicidal maniacs on a bloody rampage of horror. Killer freaks whose hungry axes thirst for the blood of the living. The Thrill Killers. Starring Cash Flag as Mad Dog Click, kill crazy psychopathic fiend who'd do anything for a kick. Maniac with a gun. The Thrill Killers with Liz Renee, love-starved Hollywood sex goddess whose insatiable passions drove men to the very brink of hell. Ride with Mad Dog Click and the Headchoppers 3 as they blaze a terror trail of horripulating evil through the sin mecca of the world. Cash Flag, Liz Renee, The Thrill Killers.
And there you have it. I think it'll be wonderful sport. Don't you?
Listen, Mr. Below, fun's fun. But if you think we're going to be the clay pigeons in your shooting gallery, you're just a little far out.
Hey, take it easy, Johnny. He must be kidding. I mean, there must be an explanation for all of this, isn't there? Well, isn't there?
I think I've made myself quite clear.
But you can't mean that you're going to hunt Johnny and Pete like you did those others, as if they're animals.
Animals? No, not like animals. I'm going to hunt them as men. Men of brains and cunning. Just as I stalked and hunted men when I was in the army. On islands not very different from this one.
Tony!
Yes, Tony. I think it only fair that he should be here at this time because he's going to take part in the game, too.
No, no, please, don't send me out there with them.
Tony, you've outlived your usefulness to me. I paid you well to provide me with subjects in the past. I warned you not to use your boat for other purposes. But since you've been so foolish as to allow these young people to find their way here without my knowledge, I think it only right that you should share their fate.
Do you mean...
That's exactly what I mean. Tony was my source of supply for subjects. In the past, they were always convicts escaped from the penal island. Now I find him no longer dependable.
You really think you can get away with this madness?
Madness? What I've planned is a pleasant evening's diversion.
See, I know he was only kidding. Well, that's just a toy. Well, I couldn't kill anyone. Well, I guess it could kill somebody.
Yes, it can. And soon we'll try to prove it.
Please, Mr. Bellow, don't do this awful thing. Oh, please.
You have nothing to be alarmed about, young lady. You're in no danger, either of you. Your life here with me will be a pleasant one. You'll find me a most accommodating host.
Do you think Jeannie and I'll have anything to do with you if you send Pete and Johnny out and kill them in that jungle?
Yes, I think so. I know so. No one has ever left this island, dead or alive. And since the unfortunate incident involving my wife has left me without feminine company, I look forward to getting to know you both better. Much better.
Look, isn't it enough you have to make sitting ducks out of Pete and me? You have to hurt the girls, too?
Hurt them?
Johnny, he really means it. What are we going to do?
I think you've asked the wrong person about your future activity. Go with Shandor. Shandor, lock them in their room and then come back at once. Very touching. But to return to your question, Pete, I will tell you exactly what to do up to a certain point. The rest, then, will be up to you. Are you listening to this, Tony? It applies to you, too. The moonlight's bright tonight, so you will make your way to the starting point of the chase. It's in the center of the jungle. Ivor will give you exact directions. The natives used to call it the Tree of Death. I will give you plenty of time to plan your flight before I follow with the crossbow, and just 3 of these. Just 3 shots. That's all I allow myself. Very sporting, don't you think? You haven't answered me. Don't you think it's very sporting of me to allow myself just 1 chance at each of you?
Oh, sure. Real sporting.
Regular Marquis of Queensbury.
In a jungle that you know like the palm of your hand? With that thing that could knock an elephant over? You're gonna hunt us down. Of course, we have nothing to defend ourselves with.
Not so fast, not so fast. You haven't allowed me to finish the entire plan of the evening's entertainment. Tony, here, catch. Oh, Tony, it isn't loaded.
He had us alone in here with an unloaded gun.
It's time to start. The odds are not completely one-sided. Your youth and numbers against my skill and experience. You'll find the ammunition in the branches of the Tree of Death. When that gun is loaded, my life will also be subject to how the hunt goes.
Here it is, I found it.
Why, that rat. That lousy, stinking rat.
And shell, he left only 1 shell.
That's the way his twisted mind works.
What do you mean?
Don't you see? He allows himself 3 shots, 1 for each of us. And we get 1 shot at him. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. Now, give me the gun and let's get moving.
Oh, no, you don't, Buster. You just hand over that bullet.
Don't be a fool, Tony. I'm a better shot than you are.
Yeah? You ever shot a man?
No.
Well, I had. And I ain't taking any chances on no amateur.
Well, which way should we go?
I don't know which way you 2 guys are going, but I'm going alone. So long, suckers.
Hey! Hey, come back here!
No, let him go. It's better if we do split up. It doubles our chances.
How?
Well, Baloo can't hunt in 2 directions at once. Now, look, the way I figured, we must be right about in the middle of the island. We'll head that way, try to get to the beach, and then work our way back to the house.
Back to the house? Are you nuts? Well, let's try to find the boat.
Oh, we've got to try and get the girls out first.
Oh, but Below said he wouldn't touch...
Never mind what he said. I know what he meant. I don't like the way those goons of his kept looking at the girls. Come on, let's get started.
I just don't see how you figure this.
Never mind. We've got to do what we can. And that's the first thing.
Well, here's hoping we find the second thing. Whatever that'll be.
The guard's still out there, and wide awake.
Oh, Betty, what are we going to do? Even if we do get out of this room, where are we going to go?
I don't know. Maybe we could find the boys and try to get to the boat.
We don't even know where it is. Oh, it's just no use.
Oh, even this window's locked. Come here, Jeannie. Listen to me. I got an idea. Don't ask any questions. Just do exactly as I say.
All right. What do you want me to do?
Here. Oh.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was moving it and it just broke. I'm sure I can fix it if you could get me some glue. I didn't mean to break it. It was such a pretty vase.
Jeannie, come on, hurry. Come on, I'll help you climb out.
Out there? But we'll be killed.
No, we won't. There's a ledge out there. We can work along that till we come to an open window.
But what if there's something...
Never mind, it's the only way. Come on, hurry up. Be careful, too.
He's gonna have to go some to catch Tony Bartel.
Hurry! So, Tony, we come to the end of the trail. I'm disappointed in you, Tony. You've known me long enough to realize that I wouldn't give you a gun without first taking the precaution of removing the firing pin. You find that hard to believe? Well, you see, Tony, if I hadn't given you the gun, you would never have given me the pleasure of seeing your face at the moment of the kill.
Oh, no, please. Please, don't do it, please. I'll never give your secret away. I promise. I'll get you more convicts. I'll never make a mistake again, please.
All right, Tony. I'll reconsider.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You won't be sorry. You won't be sorry.
Enough of this. I have work to do. You get back to the house.
Yes. Yes, I'll go right now.
Tony. I have reconsidered.
You sure I heard a scream?
I can't tell. I think it might just have been a jungle bird.
No, I'm sure it was Tony. That means we're next. Oh, come on, Johnny, let's try and find that boat. It's our only chance.
We're not going to do anything until we get the girls free. Now, come on. I think this is the way to the beach.
Hurry, back to the Tree of Death. We'll pick up the other trail there.
Well, we made it this far.
Yeah, but where is this far?
I don't know, but it's closer to far away than back in that room. Come on.
Oh, no. That's the door to that terrible workroom I told you about.
Oh. Wait a minute. Maybe we can find a knife or something in there. Come on. Over here. We gotta get a couple of these that we can carry easily.
Oh, it's no use, Betty. Even if we did, I couldn't use one anyway.
Oh, Jeannie, listen to me. It's...
Good evening, ladies.
Keep away from us. Keep back. I'm warning you, I'll use this. Jeannie, run for the door. He can only get one of us.
Mr. Ballou told me to take good care of you ladies.
Don't come any closer.
Can't you see I'm harmless? I'm not going to hurt you. Can't you see? Can't you see?
We're lost. What's the use? It's only a matter of time before Below catches up with us.
No, I don't think we are lost. The jungle's thinning out. We must be getting closer to the beach.
So what? I don't mean to put you down, Johnny, but even if we do find the beach, then what are we gonna...
Hold it. Well, come on, we gotta make time. This way. Don't make a sound. He hasn't seen us yet. Back off.
I can't get out! Sinking!
It's quicksand.
Something scared him. We gotta get out of here, too.
I can't make it, John. I just can't make it. Get him off of me! Get him off!
Bellow's not far behind us. I think that's what scared our little friend off. Come on, Pete, you think you can make it?
I got a choice.
Are you hurt?
No, just my dignity. Now what?
Oh, we're out of that awful house. Now we'll have to try to find the boys.
I just hope Below doesn't find them first.
What's the matter with you, you clumsy ox? Twice tonight you've given our position away, and now you can't even find the trail. I'm grateful that your own stupidity will save me the trouble of getting rid of you. Too bad the leeches will do their work so well. You might have made an interesting specimen for my museum. Oh, I'm sorry, Fandor. I won't be able to stay to enjoy your last moments, but I am urgently required elsewhere.
Okay?
I guess so.
We better keep moving then. We'll never find the boys just sitting here.
May I say it just once more, please?
What?
I'm scared.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, so am I. But we've got to go on. Let's go this way.
That's Betty. And Jeannie, come on.
You all right? Come on, let's get out of here, fast.
So it's you. I had thought to permit you to enjoy the hospitality of my island while I took care of more pressing business. But since...
If Belo doesn't get us, the strain will.
We're gonna have to try a real grandstand play. Betty, did any of Belo's boys follow you?
From the sound they made, I'd say the whole bunch is out looking for us.
Good. At least they'll be out of the house. Pete, drop down and see if you can see any signs of them.
Pete, be careful.
Put me at him. It's okay. It's okay, come on.
Look, we haven't got a chance without a gun. We've got to get back into the trophy room.
But we can't. We just got out of there.
No, that's just why we can take a chance on going back there. Belo's guards will still be out looking for you girls. Now, if we can shake Belo and get back there before the guards do, we can get the guns and maybe have a chance to stay alive long enough to find the boat. Come on. There's one guy that's not out combing the bushes for us.
Should we jump him, Johnny?
No, I don't think so. I think our best chance is to try and sneak past him. It's locked.
You surprised?
Oh, very funny. I'll just stand there. Try and find something to open it with.
Well, after we get it, what are we going to do?
We're going to try and get out of here and find the boat.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't want to stand here any longer than we have to.
Yeah, that ought to do the trick.
Nick Brooke.
There's no ammo here.
Well, there's gotta be. These guns are useless to us without it.
No, I know.
Somebody's coming.
Let's get out of here.
I'm flattered that someone should want a further look at my little souvenir. No one else has ever come back a second time. Alive. It's rather dark in here. Perhaps we should have a little more light. Well, let's try elsewhere. Or there. No? Well, or there either. Well, there's plenty of time. Strange about these old walls. The smallest sound is amplified. If one sits quite still, one can hear the slightest murmur. Sometimes even the slightest breath. There's a certain closeness about this place. I've never corrected it. It helps preserve my trophies. But at times it does make breathing difficult. I've sat here so long that I find I can sit for hours and not make a single sound. Not a single sound. A single sound. Stay just where you are.
That's far enough, Bela. Don't come any closer.
I think it was rather rude of you to force open my gun cabinet, but I'll overlook it since you spared my ammunition chest. Oh, yes. I know your guns are quite useless. No. I wouldn't try that if I were you. It would only hasten your death and that of all your friends.
Okay, Bela. You win.
I never doubted it. Did you?
Well, why don't you get it over with?
Oh, not so fast, my young friend. I have an idea that appeals to me. Let me group you in this setting, alive as you will be in death for all time.
What do you mean?
I'll show you, my dear. I've never had the pleasure of a trial arrangement of my trophies. You, Pete, over there. Move. And you, my dear, I think you look most effective with your arms around Johnny's neck.
Oh, wait a minute. You promised to let the girls live.
That's right. I did promise. But since they obviously helped you kill the guard, I'm afraid I can no longer trust them.
Guard? Oh, we didn't kill any guard.
What?
Honest. The only guard we saw was at the gate, and we sneaked past him.
Quiet. Don't make a sound. Any of you. Not a sound. You, over to my chair, and throw the last switch. Move, quickly, quickly. Hurry, the last switch. Shandor, stop. I warn you.
It's all over and we'll be safe now.
But we're not off this horrible island yet. Those others.
Well, don't worry about them. Now that Below's dead, I don't think they'll give us any trouble. I guess Below never thought he'd be the prize exhibit in his own museum.
These everyday people are about to relive their dreams under hypnosis. They are not actors. Listen.
All of a sudden, we walk into a room. I turn around, there's no doors. There's no windows, and I have to go home.
As I go to kiss her, it seems as though we're surrounded by mosquitoes.
Only he's not wearing any clothes.
Charlie! Charlie, watch the bayonet! Watch the bayonet, Charlie!
What are dreams? What do they mean? When you dream, you wander into another world where everything is strange and terrifying. When you dream, you become a night walker. And now, a warning from William Castle, producer of The Night Walker.
Do you know that a dream can kill you? Gruesome thought, isn't it?
Do you hear that? It's the scream of a woman having a nightmare.
I love you so much.
That is the voice of a woman asleep, dreaming. Does her lover exist? Is he real, or is he only a dream lover? This can happen to you, too.
I know why my dreams seem real, because when I'm awake, my life with you is like a nightmare. My lover is only a dream, but he's still more of a man than you.
Did you kill your husband?
If you do not see the Night Walker. It might be too much for you.
Don't tell me. It's great. It's terrific. It's colossal. It's gigantic. Oh, yeah? It better be or else.
Where were you when the tragedy occurred?
What's your name?
Why did you do it?
You think you're a wise guy. A wise guy. A wise guy.
Why did you do it?
Oh, so you can't take it. Take it for. Where were you on the afternoon of June the 29th?
Sneaked in?
He's public enemy number one. He's public enemy number one. Guilty. He's public enemy number one.
Thief! Have you reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor, we report guilty. That's our verdict.
Defendant, face the court. The show must go on. Your repentance is due. For what you have done, we sentence you to...
Hang by your feet, your hands and your toes, with strings on your fingers and rings in your nose, whirling and twirling around and around, all topsy-turvy and upside down. You have to prance when the music you hear, dance when you're pulled by an old puppeteer. Hang by your feet and your hands and your toes, with strings on your fingers and rings in your nose.
Yeah, this is Peter Lorre speaking.
I couldn't resist the temptation to call you. I just read of your new picture that you're to make.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thanks for your interest.
Oh, I thought you were magnificent in M. And just the other night I saw your new picture, The Man Who Knew Too Much. What character are you going to play in?
Oh, it's the most unusual story. You know, it's a great love drama. I am to be a half-mad scientist. I, a poor peasant, have conquered science. Why can't I conquer love? He shall be shut up when it's I who am mad. But nobody knows that. Yes. Each man kills the thing he loves.
Good evening, Evans.
Evening, sir. Dinner is served, Mr. Kessler.
Thank you. Good evening, my dear. You're more beautiful than ever this evening. Mrs. Kessler first, Evans.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Evans, how's Dad taking it?
All right, Miss Virginia. They're having dinner.
I'll answer it.
Hello, Virginia.
I told you not to come here this evening, Ralph.
Why? Didn't you want to see me?
Well, it isn't that I didn't want to see you.
You're certainly acting strange, darling. What's all the mystery about?
Let's go into the library. You see, Ralph, Ralph!
After dinner, we are taking a long walk.
I'd like to speak to you, Ralph.
What's come over your father, Virginia? Is that why you didn't want me here tonight?
Yes.
It stopped me cold. I'm sorry if I accidentally stumbled on something you didn't want me to know.
Well, it must seem weird to someone who's never seen it before. It happens once a year.
You always appeared perfectly rational to me.
Well, there's something I must tell you. It's about my mother.
I don't understand.
Well, it happened several years ago. My father and mother were apparently as happy as two people could be. He worshipped her.
Another man?
The usual best friend. It almost broke my father's heart. He seems reconciled, but he never forgets their wedding anniversary and celebrates it that way.
Guess he isn't the only one who resorts to make-believe, but it does give one an uncanny feeling.
Well, it doesn't frighten me anymore. Now that you know.
I love you.
You wanted your coat, Miss Kessler.
Oh, yes, thank you. I was going to take a drive. It's such a beautiful night. Come along?
Yes, of course.
Sure you don't mind going?
No, I'd love it.
We'll be back in an hour, Cecile.
Yes, miss. That's a nice young man of Miss Virginia's.
I guess so. If it wasn't, Miss Virginia wouldn't bother with him.
Does she plan to marry him?
I never discuss things that aren't my business. If you want to stay here, I suggest you don't be so curious.
Well, just the same, I think this is a crazy house. And what about those murders? Jules here says there's been a lot of them, and nobody's ever been able to find out who did the killings.
You talk too much, Jules.
But I only said that...
Excuse me, Mr. Seal. Come, I'll show you where we keep our linens.
Kessler. Oh, Mrs. Kessler, I brought you your dinner. Oh, please, Mrs. Kessler, I gotta go home.
Home? I want to go home, too.
Oh, but you are home. And as soon as you feel better, I'm going to take you to your husband and daughter.
But they never write to me.
Oh, but they don't know where you are, Mrs. Kessler. Nobody knows that but me. You see, I found
I'm
you.
running away. We're running away in a car. We're going faster, faster, faster. We're gonna crash. We're gonna crash. I can't go home now. Can I?
Mrs. Kessler, please, please eat your dinner. I've got to go home. I'll be back in the morning. Good night, Mrs. Kessler. Good night.
You're late again, Jules.
I'm sorry, Mama, but I just couldn't get away from her.
Jules, why don't you tell Mr. Kessler about his wife, that you're hiding her?
Oh, I haven't got the heart, Mama. It would kill him if he saw her the way she is.
Poor thing. She'd be better off if she died with that man when that car was wrecked.
I guess so.
Jules, I've been thinking, maybe she had something to do with all these horrible murders.
Oh, she wouldn't hurt nobody. She's like a child. She's still dazed from the accident, you know, amnesia. But she'll be better soon. Then I'll take her home. But if they found out I've been hiding her, they might think I had something to do with the murder.
Jules, you must tell Mr. Kessler.
Oh, no, no, Mama. We must never tell anyone. Never.
Sure you won't come in?
No, thanks, darling. I think I better run along.
Good night, Ralph.
Oh, Virginia, shall I put your car away?
No, thanks. Evans will take care of it.
All right. Night.
Good evening, Miss Virginia.
Will you please put my car in the garage when you have a moment?
Yes, miss.
Hello, Casanova.
Have you gone crazy?
The only chance I had to see you. You ignored my letters and my telephone calls. Did you think that you could get rid of me as easy as all that?
Be quiet. They'll hear you.
You bet they will. And you're going to listen to me, too. I'm not giving up to that Kessler girl or anybody else.
But this is different, Cecile. I never said I loved you.
Are you in love with her?
Yes.
Well, you're not marrying her, understand?
Nothing's going to stand in the way of my happiness. Not even you.
Don't threaten me. She'll have to know about us sooner or later. And besides, I'll make you a good wife, Ralph. I promise I will.
Guess what?
What?
I'm in love.
Ralph?
Yes, Dad.
He's a fine boy. I am so happy for you, my dear.
Oh, he hasn't asked me to marry him yet, but he will. I know he will. Good night, my pet.
Well, that's it.
Good night, Evans.
Good night, Miss Virginia. Can I do anything for you, sir, before I retire?
What happened to your hand, Evans?
Oh, nothing, sir. I heard it when I was putting Miss Virginia's car in the garage.
Put anything on it?
Oh, the bandage.
Oh, you may have an infection. How's that?
Just like new, sir.
I guess I'll eat for a while. Good night, Evans.
Good night, sir.
Oh, yes, Evans. Thank you for the dinner. Yes, sir.
I'm afraid to come home. You'd kill me. You'd kill anybody.
Why, Mr. Kitzler.
Exercise number 1. Stand erect. Arms at the side. At the count of 1, close hands.
Cecile!
The fists on the chest. At the count of 2, push arms stretched from the head. At the count of 3, lower arms
If it's exercise you want, there's plenty of it in the kitchen.
At the count of 4, lower the arms in starting position.
Cecile!
Stand straight. Arms at side. Ready. Begin. 1, up, down. 1, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, up, down. 1, 2.
Mr. Kessler.
Yes?
Something terrible has happened. I tried to wake the new maid. I think she's dead.
Dead? How did it happen?
I don't know, sir. I thought she was taking her exercises.
Call the police. I'll see what I can do.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Kessler, we're up to our ears in another one. The girl was killed the same way as the chauffeur 6 months ago. The only thing we could find was this note left by some fellow who wanted to give her the air.
It's terrible, Lieutenant. She was so young.
If we could find out who killed Cecile, we have the one who committed all the other murders.
That's easier said than done. There's never been fingerprints, to say nothing of motives. What gets me, Mr. Kessler, is why you refuse to move out of this place.
Sentimental reasons.
There's nothing very sentimental about a house where anything could happen and usually does.
My mother lived here, Lieutenant.
Oh, I see. You're the gardener?
Yes, but I wasn't here. I went home early. You see, I live with my wife.
All right. And please don't try to see me. Signed Ralph.
Ralph?
Do you know him?
Oh, I'm certain I don't. Well, the name startled me. I'm practically engaged to a Ralph.
Did you notice anything unusual last night, Evans?
Well, maybe I better not say.
Let's have it, Evans.
When I was putting the roaster in the garage, I saw Cecile talk to Mr. Dixon. That's Miss Virginia's wife.
Go on.
I didn't mean to listen, but they were talking loud. Then I heard him say that he never loved her. And she said she wasn't going to let him marry anyone else. And that made him real mad. And said nothing was going to stand between him and his happiness. Not even her.
I knew Cecile a couple of years. She offered me the companionship I needed. Then I met you and fell in love for the first time.
I love you too, Ralph.
Surely you can account for your activities from the time you left our house until the next morning.
No, Mr. Kessler. I had a lot to think about. I took a long ride into the country, didn't stop anywhere, and didn't see a soul I knew.
It's most unfortunate.
All I know is that I didn't kill her.
There isn't any doubt about that in our minds. Don't worry, son. We do everything we possibly can.
Order! Order in the courtroom. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, I managed the apartments where Ralph Dixon lived. Miss Maniacs came there often. As a matter of fact, I thought they were married.
I went home early and helped my wife with the house cleaning.
The coroner's testimony should convince you that the defendant had sufficient reason for wanting to be rid of the victim.
It's the truth. Said he would let nothing stand in the way of his happiness. Not even her.
We're doing everything we possibly can. Tomorrow we're going to see the governor. Oh, and I'm sure something can be done.
But, Governor, the man is innocent. If you would only grant a stay of execution.
If you knew him, you'd realize he couldn't possibly be a murderer.
I'm sorry. I've gone over the facts in the case, and unless you can present some new evidence, there's nothing I can do.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Yes? I see. It's all over.
My name is Dixon.
Yes. Of course.
I'd like to see Mr. Kessler.
He's in there.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, Ralph.
It can't be. Apparently my brother never told you about me.
Come in.
I've been in South America. I flew here at once. However, I'm afraid it's too late to do any good.
So you're Ralph's brother? Who knew about you, but I never expected such a striking resemblance.
Sorry to have startled you.
This is my daughter, Virginia.
How do you do?
Won't you join us?
I've had my dinner, thanks, but I would like to talk to you.
Do I look pale?
No. Huh?
I feel pale.
The buzz, Evans. What's the matter, you deef?
Did he have a good attorney?
Oh, one of the very best. He's handled all of Dad's legal affairs for years.
Evans, Mr. Dixon will have coffee with us.
Oh, I'm Ralph Dixon's brother.
Well, you sure had me going for a minute. But you do look like poor Mr. Ralph.
Coffee.
Yes.
I realize how incriminating circumstantial evidence can be, but it's never brought home to me like this before.
We did everything we possibly could. You know, that Ralph and my daughter were quite serious about each other.
Yes, he told me in his last letter.
Sit down. How long do you plan to stay in this country?
Haven't decided yet, Mr. Kessler, but I would like to find out who killed that girl.
It's something I would like to know, too. Please consider this your home while you're here. If there's anything I can do, don't hesitate.
Oh, thank you.
I see that your room is put in order.
Sure I'm not troubling you?
No, not at all. Entertain Paul till I come back. Paul!
Yes?
I'll show you to your room.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I almost forgot. I must see Evans about breakfast and lunch.
Oh, good night, Virginia.
Good night, Paul. Good night, Dad.
Come in. I hope you'll be comfortable. I sent for your luggage in the morning.
It's awfully nice of you, Mr. Kessler. Really, I hope
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, sir. Well, I guess I'll turn in. I haven't had much sleep the last couple of nights.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Answer it, Jake.
What was that?
What do you intend to do?
First of all, find the man who killed my father.
Does it say anything else?
No. What do you want me to do? Just a minute. Something's happened to the lights.
Hello. Hello, Holt speaking. Get this through to the hue and cry. Wanted for murder. Dr. Orloff, 48, hair graying, blue eyes. Get that man! Look out!
Hello, operator. Give me the police department. No. The body has not been touched. Yes. All right.
Good morning, Evans.
Good morning, Mr. Kessler.
Now, what's the matter?
The gardener, sir.
What?
He's been murdered.
Murdered?
Strangled. Well, here we go again. How long did he work for you?
Oh, about 3 years, I guess.
Ever say anything to you about having any enemies?
No, sir.
Were you home last night?
Yes, Lieutenant.
To your knowledge, did anybody come in or go out of the house during the course of the evening?
We have a house guest.
Why isn't he here? I'll get him. Oh, don't trouble yourself, Mr. Kessler. Where is he?
He's upstairs in his bedroom.
Let's have a look at him, Ryan.
Good morning.
You're wanted in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Am I seeing things?
He's Ralph's brother.
Why, he's the image of him.
How did this happen?
That's what we'd like to find out.
He was strangled, Paul. Would you mind if we go into the library?
No, that's all right. Better wait here for the coroner, Ryan. Not you, Evans.
Hey, where were you on the night of January the 13th?
Have you had your coffee yet?
No.
Well, I guess that's that. No clues, no fingerprints, no motive, nothing.
But surely if a man was choked to death, there would be imprints on his throat.
There weren't any on the Maniacs, girl.
And they were killed the same way. Is that right?
That doesn't prove a thing, Dixon. All the others got it, and always the same way.
The coroner's here.
Okay. I'll be right back.
What does he mean by the others?
Just that. Others have been killed here.
Why in the world do you stay in this place?
We can't leave.
Oh, Evans.
Your luggage, sir. I'll put them in your room.
What about these other murders?
I'll put your luggage in your room, sir.
Oh, Lieutenant. Yeah? I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, that'll be a change anyhow. What's bothering you?
As a rule, I'm not a very curious person, but,
I was beginning to get you, huh?
in a way, yes. What about these other murders?
Well, there's been quite a lot of them, Dixon. Some of the best brains in the department have tried to solve them. But we always run up against a stone wall.
Weren't the other murders brought out in my brother's trial?
That was different. That was a cut-and-dried case.
Why haven't the police closed the house?
Oh, we tried to, but Mr. Kessler took it to court. Carries a lot of weight around here. Does a lot of good, too.
You think he'd want to leave?
I guess he's waiting for his wife to come back. She left him several years ago. An awful scandal at the time. Front-page stuff and all that.
Poor devil. He didn't have a chance.
Well, I guess I'll be running along. Glad I met you, Dixon.
Good day, Lieutenant. Well, this isn't a very pleasant way to entertain a guest.
You know, Mr. Kessler, I have a feeling that somehow or other these mysterious murders are going to be cleared up, and quickly, too.
Nothing would please me more.
Your wife?
Yes.
She's beautiful.
I rarely talk about her, but I think about her constantly.
She has eyes like Virginia.
Her hair, her skin, they were the loveliest I've ever seen. I hope you have the pleasure meeting her. She'll be back someday.
Hello there.
Paul was admiring your mother's picture.
Father's a sentimentalist.
He has every right to be.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes? Just a moment, please. It's for you, Dad.
Thank you. Yes? Yes, I guess I can. Yes. Oh, in about 20 minutes, I'd say. Surely. Goodbye. I'll see you children later. Business. Sorry. That's the only information I can give you, Mr. Kirby. Have you notified his wife?
Yes, Mr. Kessler. Poor thing, she took it quite hard.
It's terrible. Oh.
I want to see the coroner
Yes?
and Jules' wife. Where are they taking him?
In there, Mrs. Mason.
If you please, sir. May I have one moment alone with him? I won't ever see him again.
Well, yes, I guess so.
Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Mason. Mrs. Mason. You'd better take her out, Mr. Kirby.
He's alive.
What?
He's alive. I saw him move.
I'll get the hospital. You'll be all right, Mrs. Mason. Steady now.
Get him out of here. He's not dead.
The doctor will be here any minute.
Jules.
Please, Mrs. Mason. Jules, listen to me. Did you recognize the man who tried to kill you? It was ghastly. I don't believe I was ever more startled in my life than when Mrs. Mason screamed.
It must have been a terrific shock to see him come back to life.
Yes, it was. Just a few moments longer, and I would have known who the assailant was.
I don't like to bring up the subject, Mr. Kessler, but these murders, did they ever happen in the daytime?
No, I don't believe so.
I see.
You evidently have some reason for asking.
Not particularly. I was just curious about that one point.
Yes, sorry dinner is late tonight, sir. But the new cook is having quite a time getting started.
That's all right.
Evan's been with you long?
Over some years.
Everything's gone wrong today. Now I burned the roast.
Oh, don't get so flustered. You'll be all right.
I was so anxious to make good, I want to say. Oh, is that mixing spoon?
Here it is. Right in front of you.
Thanks. I like it here. It's nice. Everything's so quiet and peaceful, like.
Ever read the newspapers?
No, they're just full of trash and murders and stuff.
What you don't know, well, it's all right. Here's your pepper salt.
Thanks.
Well, Paul, I'm afraid you have me cornered.
You still have a couple of moves, Mr. Kessler.
You've met your equal, Dad.
Oh, your father just got himself into a bad position.
It's going to be a storm. It's your game, Paul.
Want to play another?
No, thank you. Not tonight. It's getting late.
Pardon me, sir.
Yes?
But may I speak to you a moment, please?
Oh, yes, certainly.
The cook wants to leave. I thought you should know.
Why? She just came.
She feels as if her work is unsatisfactory. She had so much trouble with dinner tonight.
Why, that's ridiculous. Oh, I understand. It's her first day. I'll speak to her.
I'll say good night, Mr. Kessler. Think I'll turn in. Thanks for the game.
Good night, Paul.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, child.
I'll walk up with you, Paul.
Oh, glad to have your company. It's a long, lonesome climb up those stairs all alone.
Where are you going, Marie? You can't leave us after cooking such an elegant dinner.
Did you really like it, Mr. Kessler?
Why, I never tasted anything to equal that roast beef. Besides, you can't go now. It's going to rain in a minute.
Are you sure you want me to stay?
Certainly, Marie.
Well, I like it here, but I thought...
Oh, then it is settled.
Oh, wait till you taste my apple pie, Mr. Kessler.
Apple pie? My, that will be a treat.
Oh, let me take this. You might as well unpack your things,
Yes,
Marie.
sure. Thank you, sir.
Not at all, Marie. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Kessler. Oh, he's a wonderful man.
Now, let's see. What did I do wrong?
Mr. Kessler? Mr. Kessler, are you ill?
What?
Something wrong?
Hello, Paul. I must have walked in my sleep.
Well, you did better than I. I couldn't sleep at all.
It's raining. Why don't you go to bed, Paul? I'm all right.
Is there anything I can do?
Nothing, Paul. Thank you. I think I'll read for a while. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Kessler. Well, you look like you had a good night's sleep, Mr. Kessler.
I was so tired when I got to bed, I don't even remember climbing in.
Dad! Who would do a thing like that?
I wonder if anyone was hurt.
Nothing could have hurt my father more.
It's unquestionably the work of a madman.
You all right, Evans?
Yes, sir, Mr. Kessler. Good morning, sir.
Where is the new cook?
She says she'll go shopping first thing this morning.
Have you looked in your room?
No, sir. Something wrong, Mr. Kessler? There's a valise. She didn't leave.
I'm not worried about that. When did she tell you she's going to the market?
Last night before she went to bed.
Do you think there's any connection between this and what has happened before?
I don't know.
Have you been through the rest of the house yet?
No, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Kessler.
Oh, Marie. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
Thank you. I wonder why he was so glad to see me.
Mr. Kessler thought you had been murdered.
Oh, he's so sweet. I'm going to start to make that apple pie. Murdered?
I can't imagine who would do a thing like that.
I'll get it.
Good morning, Miss Kessler.
Won't you come in?
Thank you.
That happened last night.
Didn't it fall?
No. Find me the person who did it and you've got your murderer.
Nobody came into this house last night. Ryan and his boys were stationed outside.
Lieutenant. Oh, Lieutenant.
It's Ryan.
Then you didn't hear any noises during the night?
No, but there's funny things going on around here.
Meaning what?
Well, it's happened 3 times now. I put food on the sink, left the room. When I come back, it was gone.
No. You ought to hire a detective to watch it.
That's what you get for being such an excellent cook.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, Lieutenant. Yeah? You got something? I don't know. I found this in the picture.
Anybody else know about it?
No, I wanted to speak to you first.
Okay. I'll see if I can match it. Keep the others downstairs.
Why not?
I agree.
Is this yours, Mr. Kessler?
Yes. Why?
I thought I'd seen it on you. Found it in Evans's room.
Well, there's nothing strange about that.
There wouldn't be, Mr. Kessler, but it so happens that a thread from this robe was found embedded in the picture.
Surely you're not trying to accuse Evans.
Oh, it's incredible. You're just trying to make a case.
Well, somebody's been doing these killings. Ryan didn't die of heart failure. Don't forget that.
When did you give Evans that robe, Mr. Kessler?
I don't remember giving it to him at all. But naturally, when my things need mending, he just picks them up.
I don't care how he got it. He had it and he used it on that picture. I'm going to talk to him.
Just a minute, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
If Evans is the man we want, it strikes me you've got to have more evidence.
Now, everybody wants to be a detective.
Now, wait a minute. Perhaps Paul has some suggestion.
All right, go ahead. What is it?
Without doubt, the murderer is insane. The picture tells us that. I believe we should call in a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist?
You still got the robe. But before Evans is accused, I'm definitely in favor of giving him a sanity test. What do you say, Lieutenant?
Okay. Maybe I better take one myself. All we want to know is if the fellow's crazy.
That's very easy to determine. Shall we make the examination here?
If you don't mind, Doctor. Please tell Evans I want to see him and then go up to your room.
Go to my room.
Is it possible, Doctor, for a man to be normal, say, for 2 or 3 months at a time, then go completely insane for an hour or 2?
Yes, quite common.
This should be most interesting.
Now what?
A fuse must have blown.
I light the candles.
fuse burnt out, Miss Virginia.
Oh, thank you. My father wants to see you, Evans. He's in his room.
Yes, miss.
That'll have to do, gentlemen, until the lights are fixed.
I'll be in my room, Evans.
Yes, miss. I'm sorry, Mr. Kessler, but we ran out of fuses. I sent Marie over to the store to get some more, sir.
That's all right, Evans. Sit down.
Pardon me, sir.
Oh, go ahead, Evans. Sit down. We want to talk to you.
All right, sit down.
Do you want to speak to me, sir?
This gentleman would like to ask you a few questions, Evans.
Yes, sir.
Do you know these men?
Yes, sir.
What's this gentleman's name?
Mr. Kessler. Mr. Charles Kessler, sir.
Would you say that Mr. Kessler is out of his mind?
I don't understand you.
Would you say that he is insane?
No, sir.
Well, young lady, what are you doing here?
You can't take it. You can't take it. It's mine, I tell you.
Okay, sister, it's yours.
Leave me alone. I'm going home. Home to my husband. And my daughter.
Of course you are, and we know where you live, too.
You do?
Sure.
But I'm dead, you understand? I'm dead.
Of course you are. I'll take you where you want to go. Now you just come with me, young lady.
Tell me, Evans, do you think this man is crazy?
Now, don't ask him that, Doc. I'm beginning to have doubts myself.
Please, Lieutenant.
Oh, all right, all right. Am I crazy?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I know that woman. She's wicked. She can't go home.
Yes. Yes, I know. She's bad. Now you come with me. There we are.
Ever see this before?
Yes, sir.
What were you doing with it last night?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
What we found.
Miss Kessler.
I'm dead, Charles. Do you hear me? I'm dead. I'm afraid to come home. You'd kill me. You'd kill anybody.
It's Kessler.
Take her out, quickly.
Mr. Kessler!
Oh, Dad!
Get back in there! Close that door!
Now you sit right there, and we'll see that you get home all right. Give me a hand, George. She's dead.
What happened here?
We've got the murderer.
Evans.
No, Mr. Kessler. You.
I knew you'd come back. Nothing can part us now, my darling.
What lovely music for a murder, or 2, or 3, or 9. Who's this? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet a dear friend.
9 killed you. 9 shall die.
Your wife, no, Fives. But you I will kill.
But you can't, Doctor. I am already dead.
Here, how are we going to get him off this? You take his head, and I'll take his feet. Let's unscrew him.
Dr. Fives, who samples the finer things of life in his own inimitable way, and experiments with fascinating instruments of death.
The what, sir? The guitar. The 10 curses visited upon the pharaohs before Exodus. 9 shall die. 9 eternities in doom. The curse of boils, of bats. Frogs? Frogs, yes. And the curse of blood. Curse of hail in the bloody middle of nowhere.
Are you ready for Dr. Fives?
Probably the most terrifying motion picture you'll ever see.
12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 11, 6, 20, 19, 20, 11, 20.
You mustn't hurt that little clock. Clocks have feelings the same as you. If you don't think he's alive, listen to his heartbeat. About the time I was a little clock. Clocks are just like real folks. They have their hopes and joys, and smiles, and frowns, and up, and down, same as little boys. I'll tell a story of Clockland, far away, where clockwork lies and homes and wives and work and sleep and play.
Come to order. That's very good. Very well done. That's very, very good. I wish everybody here was as smart as you. Just for that, you stay in after school and write that 100 times. You know better than that. Let's play hockey! Let's play tag! Let's play football!
where little clocks come from. A human too, you see. So never sock a little clock, but treat it carefully.
You're all invited to a centennial celebration. What they were celebrating wasn't important, and it sounded like a heap of fun until 2,000 maniacs, crazed for carnage, started bathing an entire town in pulsing human blood. You'll see 6 young strangers doomed to slaughter by an ancient curse.
There came an awful sound.
And from his lips there came an awful sound.
Brutal, evil, ghastly beyond belief. You'll see the most diabolical device ever contrived, designed solely for assassination by a town of madmen, insane with bloodlust.
Stonewall took a gun and he made the Yankees run, but he...
2,000 maniacs, gruesomely stained in blood color.
Stonewall said, I'm a-giving you a dying man's request.
I'm a-giving you a dying man's request. Yeah!
Starring Playboy's favorite playmate, Connie Mason.
Yeah! Oh, the South's gonna rise again.
Tonight, my dear Maxwell, I'm ready to try my experiment on a human.
Yes?
In the morgue, there is a lethal gassed suicide. An ideal specimen.
Have you made arrangements?
No. You know I do not work under prying eyes. You will find a way for me to work without detection. It is your chance to show me your gratitude for my generosity and protection.
I will never forget what you have done for me, and will do anything to help you. But the morgue, dead people. Suppose we should be caught?
How many times have you told me of your impersonations? That you never had a chance? Maybe your art will serve you after all. You have seen the coroner? Why not impersonate him?
No.
That's it!
No.
Impersonate him! The time has come when you can repay me for what I have done.
It's horrible, I tell you. Working on the dead. Trying to bring back life. It's not natural. You with your weird ideas. Haven't I stayed here and nursed dying dogs? Yeah. And even that miserable cat? And for what? For a measly roof and food. Because you took me in when I was down and out.
Once a ham, always a ham. You, an actor? But don't forget, my dear Maxwell, the police would be very glad to find you.
I didn't mean I wouldn't.
Of course not. In time, you may become a great man. This is the one. Here!
File number 26941. Maria Altura, 24, suicide. Carbon monoxide gas, not claimed.
Perfect. But we'll have to work fast. My gosh. Them stiffs is getting heavier and more of them every day.
Between the gangsters and the auto drivers, we don't need another war to carry off the population.
You didn't even mention suicides. They even got the coroner working overtime. Say, did you see the beaut that come in today?
Did I?
She's the one that has the coroner doing the night work.
What, special autopsy?
Must be. I wonder who that old Santa Claus is. I must get her out of here. She must have oxygen. Oh. Unlock the side door and back up the cart. But watch out for the guard. And as soon as he's out of the way, we'll take her out of here.
You say the corpse of the young woman has been stolen?
Yes, and it sure has me puzzled. Why, Mike thought I took it.
I'd have swore it was the coroner himself.
There must have been a very strong resemblance.
Yeah, he was a dead image of him. And talked like him, too.
Oh, you talked to him?
No, he was talking to some other old fellow there that looked like Santa Claus, as I said to Jake. He had whiskers and bushy hair, and his eyes was wild, and it must have been some other two fellows.
Could you positively identify if you saw the party?
I wouldn't swear to anything now after being so sure to the coroner.
You know, Mike's description is very much like your friend Meyer Schultz. Tell me, have you seen him of late?
Why, Dr. Meyer Schultz is really a great research scientist. Why, he has formulated some amazing methods for preserving gland extracts in the most potent state. He's no body snatcher.
Well, doctors and scientists often have some queer things in their mind. Anyway, I'll look into it.
Go easy, Jones. I wouldn't like to offend the doctor.
Don't worry. I'll do nothing to embarrass you.
Thank you.
Captain, what'll I do about this?
Collins, see if you have anything there on Don Maxwell. Last heard from in this city. Impersonations, vaudeville. Yeah.
Okay, Cap. Let's see what we got in our files on Don Maxwell.
With 24 hours complete rest, she will recover. Think of it. Life, like in a body that's sought oblivion. It's uncanny. The possibilities terrify me. But not one word out. This is but a step. Cases like this has the element of doubt. What I want is a victim with a shattered heart. Yes, a heart that I can replace with this beating thing I have forced life back into. You will get me such a victim. be my supreme accomplishment.
Not from the morgue. They'll get the species.
I don't care where you get it. From the morgue, from the streets, the undertaker. Get one! The end will justify the means.
The undertaker, around the corner. That gangster shot today. Just the thing. Where is it? I couldn't get it.
Coward! Oh, you fool! You have failed me in the greatest moment of my life! Yeah! Ah! I have it. You know my powers. You have worked with me. You have faith in me. Here, take this. Take it and take your life, and I will give it back to you. My living heart shall beat in your body and will live again. Only think of it. You will live. You will live. Live.
Murder. Murder. And of my benefactor. Horrible. You have so much to give the world. But has he? Why should the unconscious
peace of the dead be disturbed? Isn't the spark that moves the maggot the self-same spark that moves the man? Preserving that spark in the individual is not important. What we do with the spark while we have it is important. In Meyer-Schultz, the spark is gone. But in Maxwell, it lives. This may come in handy. But nothing to bring him back. I'd better hide him.
Dr. Meyer-Schultz, please.
He isn't here.
How terrible. It's so very urgent. Will you tell him that Mr. Buckley is having positively alarming hallucinations? Why, he thinks he's the orangutan murderer in Poe's Murder of the Rue Morgue. Tell the doctor I must have some definite help. I'll go get him and bring him in.
No, don't do that. Meyer-Schultz would be missed. Maxwell never would. Not only do I look like Meyer-Schultz, I am Meyer-Schultz. I will be a great man.
I'll agree to lay off for 48 hours. But I give you my word, if you don't succeed, I'll come in here, seal every door, place everybody under technical arrest, take fingerprints, conduct a rigid inspection. I don't care if the whole world knows it. There have been 6 murders committed all in the same circumstances. The evidence points here.
Another one.
If you only knew the things that have happened.
Are you worried about your father?
Yes, I am. Terribly.
Oh, the only thing I'm concerned about is your safety.
Say, what's the matter with you?
What's the matter with me? Nothing at all. Only all last night I lay down with a bunch of stiffs. Look at a lot of goofy guys, let a dame poke a gun in my stomach, and then I take a trick cigar from a dumb policeman.
It is my theory that one of us in the past, from dire necessity, was driven to cannibalism. The memory of that act was hammered like a nail into the mind of that man. Shrewd and brilliant. He could conceal his madness from the human eye, even from himself, but he can't conceal it from the eyes of the radio sensitivity.
I'll give him a shot to relieve the nerve tension. May help him. We'll try that first. Take off your coat. Super adrenaline. No, not that. Water. That will do no harm. And I will be rid of them. And now, you will feel better.
Slipping. Doctor, he seems to be getting worse instead of better.
Oh. Stealing through my body.
veins, pouring in my blood. Oh, darts of fire in my brain, stabbing me. Agony. I can't stand this torture, this torment. I can't stand it. I won't. I won't. I won't.
What was in that hypo? He's dead. Doctor, what have you done? This looks like murder.
No. Not murder. My assistant shot himself.
Shot himself? When? Why, I only saw him an hour ago. Why didn't you call the police?
No, not the police. I wanted to bring him back to life. I wanted to experiment on him. In fact, I must. I can restore him.
You shot your assistant just to experiment on him? Dr. I have often heard of your uncanny experiments, but this tops them all. But I think we speak the same language. Am I right?
Well, I just don't get what you mean, same language.
We have a common interest. When you bring your assistant back to life, his mind will do as you direct. You can do the same to Buckley. Then he will do as I direct.
Buckley saw that body. The police. If they should come, I must bring him back. I'll find that formula.
Kitty, kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty.
Oh, howdy, Doc. Say, a couple of my cats got away. You seen them anywhere?
Of course not. What would I want with your cats?
Oh, well, I didn't know. I thought maybe, you might use them for, well, some experiments or something.
Me, cats? Never. Oh, that is, I think too much of Satan to use cats for experiments.
Oh, well, that's what I thought, and... Well, no harm meant, Doc. Well, so long.
what I'm going to do. The police will be here any minute. I must dispose of the body. I'll hide it. I'll burn it. No, I can't do that. The basement. Satan, the gleam. You wretch, stand between me and salvation, will you? Why, it's not unlike an oyster or a grape. But the gleam is gone.
Do you know Dr. Myers Schultz and his assistant, Don Maxwell?
Sure. They're sort of queer, I'd say. There's lots of queer goings on up there. Why, they even brought a dead dog back to life once.
Well, that sounds very remarkable to me.
It may be, but to my notion, those that monkeys with what they got no business to gets queer sooner or later.
Maybe you're right.
I know I am. Why, I even heard a shot up there last night.
Why didn't you notify the police?
That's their business, not mine.
I understand from your neighbors that your cats are making noise at night. Dr. Marshultz has complained.
Yeah, he's been stealing my cats for his experiments. I know. I've been spying on him.
How many cats have you? What's the matter, rats?
Oh, thousands of them. Right here in my backyard.
Thousands?
Yeah, I got 1,000 cats, too. Want to see them? What's the idea? You sell them? No. It's my own idea. I'm in the business. Fur business. Oh, I see cat's fur. You'll get it quick.
Where do the rats come in?
You ain't as quick as I thought. Look. You see, I figured out that rats breed faster than cats. And cat skins makes good fur. Cats eat rats. And rats eat raw meat. That is, they eat the carcasses of the cats. So, the rats eat the cats eat the rats, and I get the skins.
Well, rats eating cats. Well, that is news.
Simple, ain't it?
Say, by the way, did you hear a shot last night?
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, Maisie, we know you're hard-boiled. You don't have to stay in the water 30 minutes to prove it.
Oh, let me alone. I may not be decent, but I'm sure gonna be clean.
Say, if anyone is entitled to the first place in that bathroom, it should be me. Didn't I sign the register and welcome you all as secret guests? If it wasn't for nervy little Alice, you'd all be sinking your weary bones into the soft recesses of some park bench with light, fleecy coverlets made by the great American press.
Press? That reminds me, I have pressing business.
Here's one for the book. Sandwich man pounding pavements walks onto a wallet with 42 grand in it.
I'd like to find that man.
Maybe we could sandwich him in. Can you imagine? The darn fool turned it in. His head must be a jelly bean instead of what they thought it was. Well, it sure was soft, all right. But would it be soft to land on 42 grand? Yeah, but listen, after he turned it in, people made such a fuss over him that he went nutty. Thought he was the almighty in person. So that's what being honest gets you. A nice, soft, padded cell in the bug house. La cucaracha, la cockroacha, dum-da-da-da-da-dum. It's pretty tough. Imagine the poor guy. I'll bet nobody noticed him all his life. And then? Say, wasn't there some guy in history that spent all his life looking for an honest man?
Sure, in his day, men were men. But today, they're too scared to be anything but honest.
Yeah, but a brave guy can sure get away with plenty. Say, you must have been reading the papers. Or maybe you've been drinking crazy water and your head's wiggling. Be yourself, Ella. Playing the heavy don't suit you. Oh, it's getting me down. Always broke and never a break.
Why don't you ditch that ham and pick yourself a rich husband?
Rich husband? I've heard they come that way. Not very often. Often enough, but not our way. Oh, the girl has brains. You don't have to put a zipper on her skull to prove it either. Alice, listen to this. John Maxwell, personality impersonator, gets lucky break.
Why, that's your husband, ain't it?
Pipe down, will ya? Let her read it. By queer quirk of fate, actor falls heir to Australian estate. This paper is trying to find him. He used to be around in vaudeville days, but we haven't heard much of him lately. The lucky ham. From now on, he'll have the company of a good egg.
Will wonders ever cease?
Say, I wonder if he's still with that goofy professor. He's inherited a fortune.
You say a fortune? He never spoke to me of any rich relative.
He hardly knew of them himself. I believe it was his uncle in Australia.
I am certainly glad to hear that. I'm sure he'll be pleased.
Oh, but don't tell him.
You see, I want to tell him the news first.
Oh, that's only natural. Mrs. Maxwell, your husband will be here at 8 tonight.
All right.
It was in Meyer Schultz's eyes when he wanted to murder me. It was in Mrs. Buckley's eyes when she wanted to murder her husband. Alice had the gleam in her eye when she wanted to find me. She'd murder me. That's what she wants to do. I must get rid of her. Mrs. Buckley. She will help. She must help.
Oh, we are lost.
You are right. But before I can get him back here, you will have to help me.
Mrs. Maxwell is crazy and will be here any minute. She thinks that I murdered her husband. Wants to turn me over to the police.
We must keep her subdued till I can get Buckley. Down in the basement is a secret vault. We will put her down there. You quiet her by jabbing this in her arm. And in the meantime, I will go get Buckley.
It sounds all right. Except the fact she's crazy. It seems to me she has the right idea.
So you feel that way, too? Stay in there. I'll call you when needed.
At last, I've really secured living for us. We can travel or anything we want.
Then you knew of the inheritance?
Sure. I've one little job to accomplish, and then we can leave together. No doubt you were surprised at this disguise?
Oh, no. I wouldn't be surprised at anything from you.
No, honey. You were here in time to help me.
I knew there was a catch in this someplace. Let's spill it.
In the other room, I have a crazy woman I've been treating.
Ha ha! So you've been treating.
Quiet, will you? Now, this is serious. Our lives are in danger.
What do you mean, are?
That's what I said. Now, listen to me. I want you to help me take this woman downstairs. I'll give her a shot. Then you take care of her till I get help.
Well, how about me getting the help? She's quiet now, isn't she?
Yes, but she'll break out any minute. She's not afraid of a woman. So if she happens to get wild, just shove this into her arm. Now keep it hid, and all will be well. All right, Mrs. Buckley. We will go downstairs now. I have a special treatment room there.
Look in that room, Parker. You come with me, Finney. I've got orders to search this place and take everyone in it down to headquarters for questioning. What is that?
Nothing. A couple of my patients having a little argument.
Take me down there.
It won't do any good. There are a couple of would-be murderers fighting it out.
Man, you're crazy. What kind of a place is this?
Oh, I'm crazy, am I? Well, let me tell you something. Those women have the gleam.
You know you can waste some time.
Oh, that will be all.
All right, get it going.
Lie down.
What's behind this wall? Finney, tear this wall down.
Murderous Satan. Rex that ate my soul fired. He still has the gleam.
Why, he's crazy.
Gleam. They drove me to it, I tell you. They drove me with hunger, with misery and humiliation. I only wanted to amuse, to entertain. But here I am, spent my life in perfecting an art that no one wanted. No one appreciated. I showed them Dr. Meyer's a real impersonation. Meyer Schultz, my supreme impersonation.